your line of questioning is it's like you're 10 years ahead of your time.
Thank you.
Why is that?
It is advanced. It is advanced.
You may not be able to express it that much, but that's heavy. When you say you're 10 years ahead of your time, you're 22, then you're already thinking that like a 32 years old, right? Which is
Thank you.
something that is seldom being said. Just anybody. It's not meant to flatter.
I mean, that really means a lot to me because that's what I've always focused on developing. I'm 100 pounds. I can't rely on much else.
Yeah, and I'm glad because that just shows how serious you are in pursuing this. It shows the vast amount of information and knowledge that you have stored in your mind because of reading the Book of Five Rings, right?
Yes.
And not many could understand the Book of Five Rings. Not many have the energy and the time to read that book. We read and understand. Okay?
Thank you.
And at your age, it is lucky for you that you're able to read this and grasp the meaning of it. Okay? While compared to us, me, it was just recent that I have been exposed to this book, okay? Like The Art of War and Musashi's book, the Book Five Rings. And it took me a while to understand those the meanings behind what he was saying, because yes, I was already not late, but much older.
Developed.
Yes, and I already have my own ideas.
Right.
Okay, so sometimes it will contradict, okay, to what you have been reading, and you have to find a way in order for your ideas and the ideas of a particular person to work, how to merge them,
Yes.
how to make it work in the modern context, in the modern times. So, because my understanding is, for example, the Book of Bible, the Book of Musashi, it was in the context of his time. Okay? That's why most of it was just purely about killing. Okay? But now, how do you interpret that in our modern times? Of course, we cannot just run around and kill a bunch of people just for the sake of trying to hone our skills, right? Which was what Musashi was doing. Okay? We cannot do that. So the best alternative for us is, of course, to find someone that we could spar. And yes, these experiences enriches us, for sure. You, okay, at your tender age, okay, although you are not anymore considered teenager, okay, but you're still a young adult, okay, going to your adulthood. Just imagine when you're there and how much more knowledge and information you could acquire, and how much more skills that you're going to develop. Okay, because back then I could see that they were just probably 13. They started 13. It was so young, right?
Mm-hmm.
Musashi was about what, 13?
12, 13.
12, yes. When he
His first duel.
And nobody could imagine any 13-year-old right now would go toe-to-toe against a seasoned fighter and kill him instantly. It was pure guts. It was just pure aggression, okay? And probably a bit of luck that the guy froze up when he saw the little boy's reaction was so violent. That's why when I remember your apprentice, that young girl, I could see somehow a glimpse of those things that were happening those times when the adults started to froze. Okay.
Yes.
That's a perfect example.